Good morning everyone. Let us continue with Java futures. In the previous class we discussed 6 futures or 6 buzzwords in Java. In today's class we will continue remaining Java futures and Java buzzwords. Okay, so what is the next future of Java? Okay, so robust. Okay. Okay, robust. Robust means strong. Okay, so Java is strong programming language. Okay, so the term robust means strong. Okay, so robust simply means strong. Okay, so Java is strong memory management. Okay, so Java is strong memory management. Okay, so because Java supports the concept called garbage collection, it automatically allocates the memory and automatically deallocates the memory. For example, whenever one object is created, so it is loaded into the memory. So the garbage collector concepts act as a system background. It automatically allocates the memory. So whenever one object is no longer used, it automatically deallocates the memory. So we need not worry about memory management concept in Java. Okay, so that's why Java is strong programming language. Okay, next one, there is lack of pointers concepts that avoids a security problem. Okay, so I hope you have no pointers concept in C programming language. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Okay, so always pointers. Okay, so access the address of memory location. Okay, so it is one type of security problem. Okay, in Java, okay, eliminates the pointers concepts. That's why we can say Java is a robust programming language. Okay, so finally there is automatically garbage collection in Java. So it automatically allocates the memory and deallocates the memory. So next one is there is exception handling and type of checking mechanism in Java. So these all things we can make, we can say Java is strong programming language and Java is robust programming language. Okay, so Java supports the concept called exception handling. What is exception handling? So what is exception? What is exception? It is a mechanism of representing runtime error. It is a mechanism of representing runtime error. Okay, so in these days, okay, so you don't worry about exception handling, what are the types of exception handling. Okay, so in futures concept I will explain briefly. So in there you must get more clarity about exception handling. So in this topic just I am saying, okay, so what is exception? Okay, it is a mechanism of representing runtime errors. Okay, so I think you have know with compile time errors. Okay, so what is compile time error? So any error that occurs at the time of compilation. Okay, so any error that occurs at the time of compilation could be called as compile time errors. For example, every programming language, every statement ends with a semicolon. For example, I forgot to keep a semicolon at the end of the statement. Okay, it leads a compile time error. For example, I am declaring one variable. Okay, so int a equal to 10. Okay, so I forgot to keep a semicolon at the end of this statement. Okay, at the time of runtime it leads an error. Okay, so it is the compile time error. Okay, so but what is runtime error? Any error that occurs at the time of execution could be called as runtime error. Okay, so suppose I am writing one program. So int, for example, I am declaring two variables, int a equal to 10, b equal to 0. Okay, next int c. So in further statements, okay, so c equal to a by b. Okay, c equal to a by b means 10 by 0 infinity. Okay, so as a human being you know infinity. Okay, so it is a runtime error. It leads an runtime error because our computer does not understand the infinity. Okay, so after these statements I have to write number of statements. But compiler could not compile it after these statements, because at this statement it leads an runtime error. It rises an error. Okay, so runtime error. The program is terminated abnormally in the middle of its execution. Okay, so for example, compiler. Okay, so compiling these statements line by line. So whenever compiled this statement, okay, so compiler control could not get executing last statements, okay, it's terminating the program middle of its execution and coming out of the program without executing these statements, okay. So it is most undesirable situations in the programming. So we can avoiding these situations. Java, it supports the exception handling concepts. Okay, so in Java we are using try and catch blocks for handling the exceptions. Okay, in futures concept, in our syllabus point of view, 4th unit exception handling topic is there. Okay, so in future I will explain briefly exception handling and what is try block, what is the role of try and catch block. Okay, I will explain briefly. There you must get more clarity about exception handling concept. Okay, so in this stage you don't worry about exception handling because you have to remember only one point. Okay, so Java supports exception handling concept. That's why Java is strong programming language. Okay, so coming to the next future. Okay, so Java is a dynamic programming language. Okay, so why Java is a dynamic programming language? Okay, C is a static programming language. Okay, but Java is dynamic programming language. Dynamic means runtime. Okay, so the term dynamic means runtime. The concept of allocating the memory and loading the functionalities required data to the RAM whenever a program is under execution is known as a dynamic. Okay, so for example, a program is executing, a program is under execution, so it allocating the memory. Okay, it allocating the data and memory. Okay, so for example, it is a memory, okay, RAM. So for example, one Java program is executing, okay. So whenever program is under execution, okay, so it allocates the memory, it allocates the required data for sufficient variables memory. Whenever it is required, okay, whenever it is required, it loads the dot class file. Okay, for example, if it is not required, it loads the all dot class files. Okay, so it causes the wastage of memory. Okay, so if it is required at the runtime, okay, so it loads the sufficient data to the RAM. That is called dynamic. What is the advantage of dynamic means? Okay, so memory management. Okay, so it makes a memory management. Okay, so in C programming language, okay, static. Okay, static means, okay, allocating the memory and required functionalities, required data to the memory, okay, before program is execution. Okay, so if it is required, if it is not required, okay, before the program is execution, okay, so every data, every functions can be loaded into the memory. So it causes wastage of memory. Okay, so but Java is a dynamic programming language. Whenever it is required at runtime, it loads the all dot class files, all the required data. So what are the sufficient data for executing a specific program? Okay, at the time of runtime, it loads into the memory. What is the advantage of dynamic means? Memory management. Okay, so it is called dynamic. Okay, coming to the next future. Okay, so Java is secure programming language. I explained already differences between POP and OOP, differences between C programming language and Java programming language. C is less secure, Java is high secure. Okay, so why Java is a secure programming language? Okay, so for example, okay, so if any product, okay, if any application security is there, number of people will like the application. Okay, for example, we all are using ATM cards. Okay, so banking, we all are using banking application. Okay, so banking sector provides the security, number of people will like the application, otherwise no one would like to the application. Okay, so any programming language, any product, okay, any application, security is main principle. Okay, it provides the security, okay, number of people will like the application. Okay, so Java is high secure programming language. That's why Java is one of the best programming language in the industry standards. Okay, nowadays most of the MNC companies look for Java developers. Most of the applications developed by Java coding. Okay, so Java is one of the best programming language because of Java is secure programming language. So secure, okay, so security is one of the principle. Okay, we can protecting our information. We can protecting our information from unauthorized access or unauthorized users. Okay, so we all are using Gmail applications and password Facebook applications. Okay, so you can protect your application through password. Okay, so for example, one Gmail account is there. Okay, so I know the password of my Gmail account. So we can restricting our data through password. We can provide the security. Okay, so it is one of the principle. It is used in industry projects for protecting confidential information from unauthorized users. Okay, so Java is secure programming language because the concept of encapsulation. Already I explained encapsulation concept in previous concepts. Okay, so what is encapsulation? I think everyone clear with encapsulation concept. Okay, so wrapping up data and functions in a single unit is known as encapsulation. Okay, so because for example one object is there. Okay, so it is a bank account object. It is a bank account object. Okay, so what are the data members of bank account object? Account type. Okay, so account number and so on. Okay, so what are the functions of bank account application? Withdraw, deposit and so on. Okay, so wrapping up data and functions in a single unit is known as encapsulation. For example, this is the object, bank account object. Okay, data of these object can accessing functions of these object only. Okay, so outside objects or outside functions cannot accessing these data directly. However, functions of one object can accessing functions of another object, but data cannot accessing. So we can provide the security for data part of the application. Okay, data is most important precious in the world. Okay, so for example, if anyone corrupts our data, we can't get back in the next time. Okay, however, functions is corrupted, we can get back in the next time. But data is most important precious in the world. We can provide the security for data part of the application. Okay, so C programming language does not support the concept called encapsulation, but why Java supports encapsulation concept? In order to provide highest security for data part of the application, encapsulation concept was introduced in Java programming language. Okay, so Java is high secure programming language. One of the main reason is it supports the encapsulation concept. Okay, so next thing is, okay, security becomes an important issue for the language, okay, that is used for programming on the internet. Okay, so for example, okay, so for example, I'm downloading one file in the internet. Okay, so whenever I am downloading the file, one file, sometimes you may get alert messages. Okay, so if you are downloading a file is harmful to your device, still do you want to download the file? Okay, so in some situations, okay, so you may get some type these type of alert messages. But okay, so whenever you want to download the Java bytecode, whenever you want to download Java bytecode on internet, okay, so you don't get these type of alert messages. Okay, so because these bytecode is verified, okay, these bytecode is verified by valid compiler. Okay, these bytecode is verified by valid compiler. Okay, so whenever you want to download bytecode on the internet, okay, you can't get these type of alert messages. Okay, so because the bytecode is the machine independent, it can be run on any other platform, any other operating systems. Okay, so this bytecode is, okay, so compiled by valid compiler. Okay, so in Java, okay, so first of all our source code will be converted into bytecode. Okay, compiler converts our source code to bytecode.class file. Okay, so who will take care of this bytecode? JVM. Okay, so JVM is take care of these bytecode. JVM reads the bytecode line by line and converting into machine understandable language and computer understandable language. Okay, so in JVM internally, okay, so verify loader, in JVM internally verify loader, okay, so verify loader is available, okay, it checks the bytecode. Okay, it checks the bytecode. Okay, these bytecode is generated by valid compiler or not. These bytecode is generated by valid compiler or not. Okay, so if for example if bytecode is not generated by valid compiler, okay, if it is generated by a human being, so it causes the virus. Okay, so JVM would not allow him to execute the code. Okay, JVM stops the execution. Okay, because some virus problems. Okay, so internally JVM checks the bytecode. Okay, it is generated by valid compiler or not, it is formatted, everything is correct or not. Okay, so it checks everything. Okay, so that's why Java is a secure programming language. Okay, so Java is highly secure programming language. So what is the next feature of Java? Okay, Java is multi-threaded programming language. Java is multi-threaded programming language. It is one of the main buzzword of Java. Okay, so it is main important feature of Java. Okay, so Java is multi-threaded programming language. Okay, so finally what is thread? Finally what is thread? Okay, so thread is nothing but a functionality which could be executing simultaneously with other part of the program. Okay, so in multi-threading also one chapter is there in your syllabus. Okay, so in this stage you don't worry about what is multi-threading. Okay, so I will explain briefly in future concept. Okay, so multi-threading. Okay, thread means it is a functionality, it could be executing simultaneously with other part of the program. Okay, simply I will clarify you. Okay, for example in your computers, okay, simultaneously you can do multiple tasks. For example, you have to listen the music. Okay, simultaneously you can download any software on internet and you can install that applications. Okay, so you can do parallel things simultaneously one by one. Okay, so it is nothing but multi-threading. Okay, it is simply we can say as multitasking. Okay, so we can do multiple tasks simultaneously. Okay, so while you are watching the movie in your computer, okay, simultaneously, okay, so you can open any notepad, okay, so or you can download any application, any file on the internet. Okay, so it is threading, multi-threading. Okay, so in multi-threading, multiple tasks are doing simultaneously. Okay, the main advantage of multi-threading, it shares the common memory. Okay, thread shares the common memory. Okay, so threads are important for developing multimedia applications and web applications. Okay, so one for example, I think everyone know IRCTC website. Okay, so it is Indian Railway ticket booking system. Okay, so for example, one person, okay, so when one person booking the ticket, okay, so another person will wait until first person come out. Okay, so nobody would like the application. Okay, so at a time number of people who open the IRCTC website, okay, they are booking the ticket and cancelling the tickets. Okay, simultaneously multiple persons open the application and they are doing booking the ticket and cancelling the tickets. Okay, so it is best example of multi-threading application. Okay, so it is important for developing multimedia applications and web applications. Okay, simultaneously we can do multiple tasks. Okay, so coming to the next next buzzword, Java is object-oriented programming language. Okay, so Java is purely 100% object-oriented programming language. Why Java is 100% pure object-oriented programming language means Java supports the OOPS concepts called class, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, data abstraction. Okay, so any programming language which supports these all OOPS concepts, simply we can say as pure object-oriented programming language. Java is pure 100% object-oriented programming language. Okay, so why Java is object-oriented programming language? In Java, everything we have treated as an object. Everything we have considered as an object. In real world, whatever we have seen considered as an object, pen is an object, remote is an object, this board is an object. Okay, so everything we have treated as an object that the program has to handle. Okay, so Java is collection of classes and objects. Okay, so Java is object oriented programming language. It supports the OOPS concepts completely, like class, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance and data abstraction. That's why Java is object oriented programming language. Okay, so coming to the next feature. Okay, so Java is a distributed programming language. Why Java is a distributed programming language? Distributed means, okay, so we can perform functionalities in several machines or several computers. Okay, so Java is, we can create a distributed applications in Java. So like RMI and EasyV. Okay, so RMI means remote method invocation. EasyV means enterprise Java beans. Okay, that are used for creating distributed applications. Okay, these two applications are created for distributed applications. Okay, so for example, okay, so I'm running Java program. So I'm running Java program on computer 1. On computer 1. So I am also running same Java program in computer 2. I am also running same Java program in computer 2. Okay, for example, let us assume if any request is coming, for example, load balancing. If request is coming, load balancing, it is forwarded to computer 1 and computer 2. Okay, for example, if a huge traffic comes, these two computers will handle the balancing. Okay, for example, if university results are came, okay, all the students open the university website at a time. In some situations, you are unable to get your result because of server problems. In that situations, okay, so if it is a distributed, okay, multiple computers are take care of that problem. Okay, so in some situations in future, okay, so one system fails due to hardware problems or any type network problems. Okay, so another system, okay, so next computer will take care of that work. Okay, so but okay, so we can't stop the work. Okay, one system fails, another system will take care of failure work. Okay, so because of it is a distributed. Okay, so it is a distributed applications. Okay, for example, we may access files by calling methods from any machine on the internet. It is nothing but a distributed. Okay, in so far what we have discussed Java features. Okay, so in today's class we discussed, okay, so Java is a robust programming language. Okay, it is a dynamic programming language. It is a secured programming language. Okay, it is a multi-threaded programming language, and it is a object-oriented programming language, and it is a distributed programming language. Okay, so Java supports how many features? Finally, total 12 features and 12 buzzwords in Java. So what they are? Simple, platform independent, architectural neutral, portable. Okay, high performance, highly interpreted, robust, secure, dynamic, distributed, multi-threaded, object-oriented, distributed. Okay, these all are overall 12 features in Java. Okay, so I hope everyone clear about these Java features. Okay, so thank you. Remaining concepts I will explain in next class.